Well, I would say that it's a period of consolidation around ideas that have been in the mix for several years. It's really about turning some of these promises into reality, and we are getting much more real-life reporting from the operators, giving experience of these newer technologies. So we're moving out of that pure hype phase now into the power phase of deployment of these newer technologies. And I think it's a good indicator that things are going well, and we can expect greater adoption over the next few years. The show's been great. There's good attendance, and particularly pleased to see a lot of carriers attending. Obviously a lot going on in the WDM space, and a lot of impact on the overall transport network. Well, obviously you meet a lot of old colleagues from years gone by. It's a very tight-knit community. But we also, as I said, very pleased to meet a lot of new faces from carriers across Europe. Well, I think there's a lot of interest in 100 gig. I think this is an area that a lot of people are coming to grips with and trying to figure out what they're going to do. Obviously the debate 100 gig versus 40 gig has been another hot topic. And then another theme is the old packet versus TDM debate. The OTN obviously is the new incarnation of TDM, and that has some people concerned. So there's a lot of interesting discussion around those topics. Well, the number one thing is that we're moving to much more broad deployment of data in mobile networks, along with the LTE revolution. And I think the transport guys are beneficiaries of this evolution, if you like, revolution in capacity. It's ultimately about capacity. So what we're seeing is the cell towers that were fed by E1s or microwave running at E1 rates are now moving over to Ethernet, and the bandwidth required per cell tower is going up by an order of magnitude, with a projection actually to go even up further, maybe even by another order of magnitude. So we might be going from 10 meg to 300 meg per cell tower over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. So this is a massive transformation, and the impact on the overall backhaul infrastructure is significant. The first thing, of course, is the movement to Ethernet as a transport technology, and that's moving ahead at a great pace. People are really moving over to a simplified network based on Ethernet for those higher capacities, and really turning down the old SDH and SONET framework. So the Ethernet piece is important. Then when you aggregate all those towers in a large metropolitan or regional network, surprisingly you get to very high capacities, and in fact need WDM even in some of these mobile backhaul environments. And then when you couple that with the mobile fixed convergence, where people are using the same fiber footprint to deploy enterprise, residential, wholesale, data center interconnect, obviously the bandwidth requirements are quite significant, and the potential to leverage that common investment across all these different applications is there for all the carriers to take advantage of. Well, I think on the synchronization side, we're moving into an environment where latency really matters. And this can be important at a very microscopic level, as for example for TD in mobile networks, or maybe even for people doing high-frequency trading. And so when you care about time, then the chances are you care about having some mechanism to measure the time, so you can verify that you've got the timing that you need. And in fact, for some of these applications, you actually require this timing synchronization. So it's an unstoppable trend towards a concern about not just frequency synchronization, but time as well. And I think we're going to migrate to that over several years, because clearly the initial deployments aren't that critically determined by synchronization. But it's a trend that everyone should be watching and planning for. And then when managing any kind of connection-oriented service, when you're backhauling to a central location, for example in the mobile network, but equally applicable to any kind of lease line or lease line replacement service, chances are you care about control over those services and the ability to actually monitor the service as well. So you need service management capability. And the ability then to have OAM on a per channel basis is really important, but also the ability to control each of these individual services is a part of the mix. So fine-grained control of service management doesn't go away. Even though we're moving to higher bandwidths, we still need the service management that's a part of the traditional transport network. So again, any form of sub-rate management is going to be a part of the mix, be it based on Ethernet carrier, connection-oriented Ethernet MEF style, or on other fine-grained solutions like MPLS TE or MPLS TP. Well, I think the key observation here is that there's going to be a big investment in mobile over the course of the next several years. And the reason for this is that mobile networks are very profitable businesses. And there is a concern about maintaining your customer base by providing consistent, high-quality performance. And it's going to be a competitive market. The different wireless operators will roll out LTE. There's quite a lot of competition in the US, and I anticipate that will become a common thread across the entire globe. So it represents a huge opportunity. That kind of a scale of investment to upgrade networks from the current PDH kind of granularity solution to this next generation is a huge opportunity for everybody in the transport space.